Okay, so this is a video on the food that I eat and where I get it. When I first started this, I had a really big issue of where to get my food. I kept being told organic, and it scared me because I was afraid living in southern Indiana I was going to have to go across the bridge to places like Trader Joe's or whatnot. And I actually found out Walmart actually has, we usually shop at Walmart for most of our stuff, and then I go to Kroger for produce. I never ever buy produce at Walmart. It goes bad like the next day. Tomorrow will be my shopping trip at Kroger for produce. I know I said that I would do the shopping trip as a video, but we were so tired and everything, it just didn't happen. So I'm going to try to run through this real quick, and the reason why I'm not showing myself on video is because I look like crap. So moving on. Now remember, I'm not the only one that lives in this house, so not all of this is my food. So, this right here is something, I've not tried it yet. Obviously it's not open. It's called Pure Growth Organic. It's white cheddar Superchips. They are organic, gluten-free for anybody who is trying to stay away from gluten. I personally am not necessarily staying away from gluten. I'm just trying to stay away from greens and starches, period. And made in the USA. Now, this is about the only time that I like to see this is on foods made in the USA, because that tells me it was made here, it was packaged here, and you know, it wasn't you know, made somewhere else and then shipped all the way over here, and I have no clue where it came from. And it also has the ingredients on the back, and everything says organic. And then I have to say, remember, I'm on a low-carb diet for the tachycardia. You do not have to do low-carb. But this, to me, for the net carbs, it's 17 net carbs. So that's pretty good for me. And only 120 calories. So that's a pretty good, like, snack for me, just to pop a few. I don't have much of an appetite, so I would probably only grab maybe a handful of those and then move on. And then he actually bought this, my boyfriend bought this, because omega-3 is a good anti-inflammatory, and it's also got a lot of other good properties, especially since I've got tachycardia. I was afraid to try it, but it actually tastes, you can't taste any difference. I was afraid it was going to have a fishy taste. I'm not going to lie. But it doesn't. And I am a snob when it comes to some food. There are some foods I can eat off-brand and I'm fine. There are some foods I have to have name brand. Peanut butter, I have to have my Jif. It's a must. I don't do Skippy. He bought Skippy one time, and I'm like, okay, where's my peanut butter? We bought bread, and the only time I buy bread, or the only time I eat bread, rather, is when I'm eating a sandwich. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I used to just come in and grab 2 or 3 pieces of bread and just eat it. And I don't do that anymore. I stopped doing that. I actually don't even have a desire for bread anymore. It's actually the ham and cheese part of the sandwich that makes me desire the bread. We got honey wheat this time because they did not have my whole grain. They had the super grain one, but it's hard for me to chew. That's another issue that I have with picking out my food that a lot of you may not have. When picking out my food, it's very hard for me because a lot of my teeth have rotted out, and it's very hard for me to chew certain foods. So, I bought the nutty grain one, and it was very, very good for you. It had a lot of vitamins and stuff, but almost every other bite, I was rinsing out my mouth because it was getting in my teeth. It was hurting. The honey wheat is, this is Lewis brand, and it's half loaf. We buy half a loaf at a time usually because we don't go through much bread. And it's got, the main thing you want to look for whenever you do buy bread is the unbleached flour. And that's where it says unbleached wheat flour. And then it's got barley, honey, and whatnot in it. And of course, I've got these, and you're supposed to put them in water, and they kind of make into it like a gel type thing. What I do is I capsulate them, and it's about 1/4 of a teaspoon, and I take them with my morning meds. I think I mentioned them in a previous video. If you've not seen that video, I capsulate them. I have a capsule machine, and I have capsules, which you can order online for very, very cheap on Amazon, eBay, whatever. I take them in the morning because a lot of my morning meds are to take on an empty stomach. So by the time those medications have processed, then these are opening up, starting to gel up in my stomach. I make sure to drink quite a bit of water or whatever drink I have on hand to let these gel up so that it doesn't, eat up all my stomach acid, because then I won't be able to digest what's in my stomach. But again, it's only 1/4 teaspoon, and it's very beneficial. With canned fruit, the reason why I have canned fruit anyways, is because, like I mentioned, I do not buy produce at Walmart, and we happened to go to Walmart, and I wanted some fruit, and I didn't know if I was going to make it to Kroger today for my produce, which I didn't. When you do buy canned fruit, this is what you want to look for. Because for some reason, even though it sounds simple enough, when you cut up a fruit, you would put the juice in there with it. They want to put syrup in it, especially with things like peaches. Take your chips and go on. Your dirty, nasty chips. They say like heavy syrup, light syrup, and I'm like, why don't you just put it in its natural juice? That would make a whole, and just add a little water or something. That would make a whole lot more sense. Well, now they're starting to do it. I don't know why they didn't do that before. This one, they actually put different juices in it. It's yellow clean peaches and natural, it's blurry on here, peach juice and pear juice from concentrate and water. So obviously the peaches don't give enough juice to pack it with, so instead of putting it with heavy syrup or light syrup, they put pear juice and peach juice and then add a little water with it. Huh, freaking rocket science, right? And just to be sure, I read the ingredients, and the only thing that they added in there as extra, what's the word I'm looking for here, is vitamin C, ascorbic acid. So no nitrates, no preservatives. That's the word I was looking for. The only preservative that they put in there was vitamin C to protect the color. So that's all that's added in there. So this is all 100% fruit. Same with the pineapple chunks. It's 100% pineapple juice. And then the no sugar added fruit cocktail. That's another thing you want to look for, is no sugar added. I had an issue when I was looking at juices. Was it said 100% juice, and it had on the ingredients the juices that had in there, but whenever I was looking at the amount of sugars in it, it was giving me the amount of sugars, but it didn't say whether or not sugar was added. And so yeah, and then those are not my carrots. I don't eat carrots. I have green beans, and then this is the main canned food that I eat. Canned vegetable. I don't have many canned vegetables. Spinach is the main one I have canned because it's quick and easy for me to get out. However, in the freezer, I have a bunch of spinach. And then I do have corn, but I do not eat corn anymore. I do not digest it, and it is too starchy for me. And it is one of the foods that I have found that I'm sensitive to. So I have cauliflower and broccoli. I have broccoli and cauliflower and spinach. Those are the top 3 ones. Like I was mentioning, the fish, I've got flounder. You want to make sure you know where it comes from. And you can look on the sides and it'll tell you. And you need to do this. It's usually on the sides, sometimes it's on the front. It says wild caught, no additives or preservatives, inspected for the highest quality, trusted catch, and it says all natural. Ingredients, flounder, contains flounder. I mean, that's really it. And then it says Gordon's all-natural skinless flounder, wild caught in the icy Alaskan waters for highest quality with no additives or preservatives. So it actually tells you where it's found. The Walmart stuff would say caught in the USA, product of product of China, manufactured or whatever in China. And I'm like, why would you catch it here? And for one, not say where here that you caught it from, and then ship it to China, and then bring it back here. That makes no sense. And then I have haddock, and again, it says frozen at sea for freshness, no additives or preservatives, and it'll tell you. And I like on this one how it tells you how to cook it. Some packages don't tell you how to do that. Caught in the icy waters of North Atlantic Ocean. That's another big thing, is you want to make sure it's Atlantic Ocean, not the Pacific Ocean, because of all the radiation. And I do have ice cream in here. I'm not gonna lie. I do not have a sensitivity, and this is my one cheat thing, is ice cream. I'm not even gonna lie. Also at Walmart, I found on sale chicken breasts on sale because it was getting ready to go bad that day, and all you had to do was pop it in the freezer that day. So it was on sale for $4.18 when it was originally $5.97, and it's organic, cage-free, hormone-free, antibiotic-free. This is the hamburger I was talking about. Okay, these videos are coming in chunks, and I apologize for that. Having issues with storage. The hamburger I was talking about, I found at Walmart. Yes, Walmart. And it's Simple Creations, 85% lean, 15% fat, organic ground beef, 100% grass-fed, no added hormones or antibiotics. It was on sale that day, and I always look for it to be on sale because it's normally about $1 more than the regular. So I saved $1.79 because it was expiring that day. So all I had to do, like the chicken, was come home, put it in the freezer. What I like about the packaging it's in is it's not the styrofoam with the paper gauze crap. So when I want to, I don't have to separate it and put it into a separate baggie and waste and add more trash. All I have to do is run warm water over it, just a little bit, and plop it on a plate and put it in my microwave to defrost it. That's all I have to do. It opens really easily at the corners, and that's all I have to do is run it underwater to separate it from the packaging, plop it on a plate, and bam, bam, boom, done. And that's it. So I can just take it from the bag and just plop it in my freezer. I don't have to worry about separating it or anything. I do have a couple sodas. Again, I do cheat a little bit. It doesn't seem to affect me. This is how I get a lot of my vegetables. I always get the original V8. Do not get the Splash or the Fusion because they don't have 100% of everything. If you look on the ingredients and everything, and the carbs, it's right in my carb range. It's 100% vegetable juice. And again, I buy a lot of juices. Another one is Bold House Farms. It looks disgusting. This is one of my favorite ones. And I've actually gotten a lot of people to try it, and they love it. And that's why I buy a big one. They have smaller ones if you want to try it. I like the green goodness, though. It's got fruits and vegetables. It's got, these are the main fruits that are in there. But when you look at the ingredients, it's got pineapple, apple, mango, banana, cucumber, kiwi, something I can't even pronounce. It's a vegetable, I think. Green tea, spinach, broccoli, barley grass, wheatgrass, garlic, Jerusalem artichoke, Nova Scotia dulce, I don't even know what that is. Wheatgrass, it says contains wheatgrass and barley grass, so if you have an allergy to that. And then another one that I like is called the Amazing Mango. It's got, see if I can grab it. It's got mangoes, apples, oranges, pineapples, and bananas. It's really good with antioxidants, which helps with muscles. So that's how I get my fruits, because usually if I don't make it to Kroger for my produce by the day 2 or 3, I get too lazy and I don't go. So this is how I get my fruits. Also, I used to be a big Oikos Greek yogurt fan, until I went on a low carb diet. However, if I can get my camera to focus, the carbs have lowered it dramatically. It's, if you can't see it on my phone, it says 15. It used to say 25 almost. And the reason why I like this type of yogurt is because it's got 12 grams of protein for one thing of yogurt, and their yogurt is just amazing. And I got the vanilla and blueberry. They started using all natural ingredients with vitamin D, no GMOs, and all that stuff. And I read the ingredients, and it's perfect. Like, it was awesome that I happened to find this. So I normally pass up the yogurt because I love this yogurt, and it's normally a tease for me, because I can't have it because it doesn't have all the natural stuff, and it's got way too much sugar, it's got way too much this, got way too much that. And I happened to see it, and I took a look at it and found it. He bought Yoplait. Unfortunately, it's got a couple chemical additives and a little bit too much sugar for me. And I know I'm over here talking about sugar, and yet I've got my cream soda. But, you know, I gotta cut it somewhere. And then with eggs, eggs are good. Any eggs are good. However, I'm trying to be as good as possible. So I got cage-free, grain-fed. It says our nesting hens are raised humanely on sustainable farms. We only use all vegetarian, grain-fed. They're large brown grade A eggs. They're a little more expensive, but I think it's worth it. And I always buy the cardboard when it comes to this. Cardboard or another brand that was plastic. I picked the cardboard and just was very careful with it, because I don't like to add to plastic waste. I would rather use something that's recyclable. And then milk. I do not have a dairy allergy. I do not have a problem with dairy. I love milk. I get 2%. Here's why. I do not get whole milk because it's just way too whole for me. I love whole milk. I do not get 1% or skim milk because it's overly processed. I think 2% is a natural balance. It's a neutral balance in between. So that's why I get 2%. If I did not get 2%, say they were completely out of 2%, I would buy whole milk. I think skim milk and 1% milk is way too processed. The way they take out the fat, it's just way too processed. And then they add in all the things back into it synthetically, and it's just way too processed. Then some people were asking what kind of water I drink. This is the water that I drink. It's purified using reverse osmosis, and then it's got minerals added for taste, and it's just Gerber pure nursery water. And then there's a brand by Oscar Mayer called Natural. They've got honey. It's uncured ham. No artificial ingredients, no artificial preservatives, no hormones, no artificial flavors or gluten, no nitrates. That's a big thing you gotta look at when you get lunch meats is nitrates. And then they also have turkey, they have chicken, they have roast beef, they have all kinds of things. I personally just like turkey and ham. They have applewood smoked turkey breasts, and again, no. And this helps with my carbs. And then this brand also has a bacon, but it was $1 more than this one, and this is natural. This is original uncured bacon, just by a different brand. It's by Hormel, and it's the same thing. It was just $1 less. No preservatives, no nitrates or nitrates added, and it was $1 less. And it says pork raised without hormones. The cheese, sometimes I do go up to the deli and buy good cheese, but we were in a hurry, and so all we bought was just the American cheese that we normally buy. I'm not picky about the cheese. I do have Baby Bells here in the back that I do have. It's the mozzarella. I really like the Baby Bells. They're really good cheese to have. And then this is in the dog's turkey. And butter, normally whenever I try to eat clean like this, I try to get the Irish block of butter, but we have 2 tubs of butter to go through, so I'm not going to be picky on that because I'm not wasting this. And then I also have, this is can be really expensive, but when you go to Kroger, I actually got this at Kroger. They sometimes have this on sale. They were 10 for 10. It's pomegranate juice, and they last forever. I think this one expires in like October, and I bought it last month. It's kind of tart, but pomegranate juice is so good for you, and it tastes so good. One thing else I wanted to show you was the sugar. I don't have any honey. That's one thing that I've been meaning to pick up. Now, of course, I got my regular white sugar for tea and such. Then I have Simply Truth Organic Cane Sugar. This is how I was talking about the steps of the types of sweeteners. Honey being the best, and then raw sugar, and then regular white sugar. Well, this is in between raw sugar and white sugar because it's organic, and it's kind of, it's not really white. I know on here it probably does, but compare the two, and you can see the difference. But it's not completely raw sugar. we did have a box, and it's a black box, and it just says sugar in the raw. You've probably seen it. It's by the sugar, and that's the best sugar to have, but the crystals are a lot bigger, so it's not something that you would use to like put on toast or something. This is what you would want to use. But this is a little more expensive, so that's why when I make my tea and such for family and guests, and yes, I do enjoy sweet tea every now and then, I use the regular white sugar because it's just cheaper that way, and I don't seem to have a problem with it digesting it. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? If you have any questions, anything that I forgot to add, this is the type of tea that I use, 100% natural Lipton tea. I like it because they have these kinds of bags in there. The slots keep them fresh. I don't know if I'm forgetting anything. So, comment if there's anything else you're wondering. I can't think of anything else. So yeah, just let me know if there's anything else you're wondering about.